Welcome to the Explainer. You know that feeling, right? Like you're just stuck in a maze when it comes to your money? Well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to get out of that maze and build a financial system that actually works for you instead of against you. All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to tackle why money feels so, well, overwhelming. Then we'll get into the good stuff, the core ideas of automation and conscious spending. After that, we'll look at some real, practical budgeting systems you can actually use. And we'll wrap up by showing you why starting now is, without a doubt, your biggest secret weapon.
All right, let's kick things off by digging into that feeling of frustration, that feeling that so many of us have with our finances.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're trying so hard to do the right thing with your money, but it just feels like you're spinning your wheels and getting nowhere. But here's the thing, and this is important. It's probably not your fault. The problem is that the whole approach we're taught is kind of doomed from the start.
You know, it's funny. Our habits with money and food are almost identical. We obsess over these tiny, tiny details. It's like arguing over whether kale or spinach is better for you while you're still eating fast food 3 times a week. With money, we do the same thing. We debate which savings account has a 0.01% better interest rate, or we chase some hot stock tip, and all the while we're completely ignoring the huge game-changing wins that actually matter.
And that's the real problem right there. We're told to just use willpower, to resist that coffee, to say no to that purchase. But willpower is a finite resource, right? It's like a battery that runs down during the day. Relying on it to make dozens of tiny, frustrating sacrifices every single day, well, it's just not going to work long term. It's exhausting, and it's why so many of us just give up.
Okay, so if willpower is the problem, what's the answer? Simple. You take willpower out of the equation completely. You build a system that does the heavy lifting for you, automatically.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. It's a total mindset shift. Instead of focusing on restriction, all the things you have to cut out, you focus on abundance. You figure out what you absolutely love spending money on, and you go all in on that. And for everything else, you cut costs mercilessly. That's the core idea behind what author Ramit Sethi calls living a rich life.
And this flowchart, this is the system in action. It's beautiful, really. Look, your salary comes in right here at the top, and before you can even touch it, bam, it's automatically sent where it needs to go. Money for your 401k, money for your Roth IRA, cash zips over to your savings account, and your bills get paid on time every time. The best part? The money that's left over in your checking account, that is 100% yours to spend totally guilt-free.
Okay, so once that automation is set up, once all the important stuff is handled, now we get to the fun part. This is where we build a conscious spending plan, which is all about making sure your money goes toward things that actually bring you joy.
So here's a simple way to think about it. Break your take-home pay into 4 main buckets. About half, maybe a little more, goes to your fixed costs. You know, rent, utilities, the stuff you have to pay. Then about 10% goes to long-term investments. Another 5 to 10% goes towards your savings goals, like a vacation or a down payment. And see that big chunk left over, that 20 to 35%? That's your guilt-free spending money, for dining out, for hobbies, for whatever you want.
And this is what we mean by conscious spending. It's about being proactive. It's about getting in the driver's seat of your financial life. You're not just reacting to bills as they come in, you're creating a plan, you're telling every single dollar where to go, instead of looking at your bank account at the end of the month and wondering, wait, where did it all go?
Okay, so you have the philosophy down. Now let's talk tools. Let's look at a few practical systems you can use to actually make this happen. And remember, there's no one best way. The right tool is the one that you'll actually stick with. So you've got a few options here. Are you a detail-oriented person? Someone who loves spreadsheets and wants maximum control? Then the zero-based budget is probably for you. Every single dollar gets a specific job. Or maybe you want something simpler, just some basic guardrails. The 50-30-20 rule is perfect for that. And if you're someone who just hates the idea of budgeting but wants to make sure you're saving, pay yourself first is a total game changer. The point is, you can find a system that fits your personality.
All right, let's move on to the last and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. We're going to talk about the single most powerful force in building wealth. And I'll give you a hint, it has absolutely nothing to do with picking the right stock or being some kind of investing genius. It's something much simpler: time.
This chart tells a really powerful story. Meet 2 investors. Let's call them Sally and Dan. Sally is smart. She invests just $100 a month, but she starts early, at age 25.
And she only does it for 10 years, until she's 35. Then she stops completely. Dan, on the other hand, waits 10 years. He starts at 35 and invests that same $100 a month, but he does it for 30 years, all the way to age 65.
So, let's just do the math here. Sally puts in a total of $12,000. Dan puts in $36,000. That's 3 times as much money. So, common sense would say Dan ends up with way more money at retirement, right? Well, not exactly.
Nope, not even close. Because Sally started just 10 years earlier, she gave her money more time to grow. That's the magic of compound interest. By the time they both hit 65, Sally ends up with nearly $51,000 more than Dan. This is incredible proof that when you start is so much more important than how much you start with.
So, what does this all mean for you? It means the most important thing you can do is just start. The perfect time to get going was yesterday. The second best time? It's right now. It's not about being perfect. It's about taking that one first step. So think about it. What does your rich life look like? And what's the one small thing you can do today, right now, to start building it?